McDonald's at 9 a.m. Okay, let me back up. This was a friend from college. We were single together and we did single things together. Like we would take weekend theater trips to Chicago. We'd stay up really late and watch all those cheesy chick flicks on the Lifetime channel, or we'd eat pints upon pints of Dairy Queen ice cream. We did all those girly things that college women do, except maybe paint our nails or go shopping. We defined ourselves as single, as we never thought we'd ever get married. We also defined ourselves as creative and definitely independent. So you could imagine my surprise when this same friend not only invited me to attend her wedding, but be in her wedding as the matron of honor. So, all of us have seen or at least heard of the story 27 Dresses, right? Well, I've lived it. I have more bridesmaid dresses and fake bouquets than Donald Trump has hair pieces. I mean, if you were to look, you know, and all brides say that you'll wear the dress again. If you were to look into my closet, you would see a myriad of these really dark emerald green dresses, thanks to the 90s. They all look the same, just different cuts and patterns. You'd also see one with a pearl in the cleavage, really cute, and multiple pale pastel numbers that drain my skin out and make me look really white. So here I am, again, a matron of honor, purchasing yet a dress I'm going to wear again. Note I'm saying matron of honor, not maid of honor. You see, my husband and I had just been married only a couple of months, so this whole idea of being a matron was sort of new to me. After my wedding, I got this whole idea of, oh, being the bridesmaid is more than just showing up with this hideous dress on the grand wedding day. You have to do more. You have to do some jobs. And so now I have this huge responsibility because my friend told me that there's no other women involved. So I'm the main gal in charge of making it happen for the bride. And so I'm supposed to make for dang sure, as her friend, that she's going to have this wonderful, beautiful wedding that she's never dreamed about. You see, as children, we played office. We didn't play house. So this wedding idea was something for us to just get through, not something that we dreamed about. So here we are, months later. I'm in a car with my husband, my wonderful, dutiful husband, heading west on I-80 to the city for a New Year's Eve wedding. We arrive in this space into a sea of people that we do not know, and somehow we get unexpectedly invited and we're attending the bride's family Christmas. Okay, and on top of it, we find we're welcomed guests, we come empty-handed, but all these family members we don't know buy us gifts. Like, even a really cool crock pot. We still use that today. Thanks to that. But what I found is that there were two crucial people who were missing at this bride's family Christmas, on the eve of New Year's Eve for the wedding, the groomsmen and the usher. So I'm thinking, where are they? So the groomsmen and usher, they were calling her with hourly updates. They were traveling all the way from Atlanta, Georgia to Dubuque, Iowa. And so this was a time before texting has become a really normal form of communication. And so they were calling the bride with these hourly updates. So every time her phone would ring, we would jump, pause, and look at the bride's reaction. And so we could tell that as this process was going on, she went from a really ill at ease intolerance to the whole situation to this little nervous panic, like, are they going to show up? So at 8 p.m., she gets a phone call. Great, Chicago, progress. But 4 hours later at midnight, get another call. Sorry, they got turned around and somehow they end up in Kentucky. Singing bluegrass, I'm sure. So here she is, the bride. She's getting word that not only the groomsman's not going to make it, but the usher's not going to make it either. And so here I am, numero uno, the only wedding party. And so she's stressed out and freaking out. And I'm freaking out, but trying not to show her that I'm freaking out to add to the whole nervous situation. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? It's on me. I'm the woman. I'm the one who's supposed to make it happen for the bride, the numero uno, the muchacha. I don't think I have it in me. Like, I'm the gal that goes to the grocery store, like planning on buying eggs, and I come out with a 6-pack and bacon. Everything but what I need. I'm also the gal who goes to birthday parties, and I'm a really fun birthday party person, but I tend to forget the gift at home. So how am I going to make this a special event for the bride? And so without missing a beat, she looks at my husband, and granted, this is the very first time they've ever met, and she says, hey, could you be the usher for me at my wedding? And my husband, whom is just that kind of guy, says, sure. And then he looks at me, really pale, and he says, I don't have a suit. And I'm like, oh. So we go back to our hotel room, and we're thinking, what is going to be open on New Year's Eve in Dubuque, Iowa for retail stores? So we open up the yellow pages and we see, ooh, lists and lists of retail stores. So we're thinking, we have hope. So we leave the next morning on a mission, and with some hope. My husband's on the mission. He is going to go into this ghost town of Dubuque, Iowa on New Year's Eve to locate a suit to be an usher. Well, I'm going to calm the bride's nerves. Alcohol and grease should do it. So we're making our way through the line and Mackie D's, and she's guzzling a bottle of sparkling wine at 9 a.m. and wanting her McDonald's breakfast. And my husband's calling me time and time again. He's like, nothing's open. All retail stores are closed. He did, however, get a super tacky McGregor tie at Target. It's nice and would go well with his khakis and his shirt. So he might just have to, go without a suit jacket and just wear the khakis. And this put the bride further on edge. You can't be an usher without a suit. Because each time he's going to the store, he's just hoping it's the one. Just like every bride hopes as she's walking down the aisle. And so he's calling me, and failure after failure after failure. Well, finally, he makes it to the front of this one store, and it's open. Longhorn Saddlery and Western Wear. All right. He's gonna go in, and he walks in and he asks, may I speak to the manager? Where's the closest retail store that has a suit? Well, the manager, with a twinkle in his eye, says, well, right here, sir. And my husband thinks, oh dear. And he says, well, hook me up with the least Western suit you can find. Meanwhile, we're not hearing from my husband. And the bride is like, is he gonna find something? Because, he's ushering people. I said, don't worry, my husband's resourceful. He's the kind of guy that when I had a snow day from school, he transferred a 1978 Chevy pickup tailgate into a sled. He will find a suit. Just you wait. So finally, we're listening to ABBA in the car, and we're eating our Egg McMuffins, and she's still drinking her wine, talking a mile a minute. Her cell phone rings. It's the groomsman and usher. Huh. And I said, what are you doing? They're dressed, ready to go in the church parking lot just an hour before the wedding. And I think, wow, awesome. I'm going crazy because guess what? My husband doesn't have to buy a suit. He doesn't have to be an usher. He can just sit and enjoy the wedding. So I dial my husband's cell phone number, and I shriek, honey, you don't have to have a suit. No need for a suit. Stop the search. Khakis are cool. That's great, he says, with a long pause. And I said, well, what's up? He goes, well, I have to go, as the manager is personally hemming my new Western suit. So I tell him, thank you, honey, it's gonna look great, you'll be fine. And he hangs up his phone, and I tell the bride, great, we're good to go. So darts and all, I see my husband sitting in the pew wearing his black Western suit. And I can't help but be smiling because I'm looking out in the pew, and literally this wedding was one of those interesting weddings. He was not only sitting next to a sweet elderly couple, but there was a big hairy service dog sitting there too, just like this. I was amazed. I'm thinking, wow, I'm not only the proud owner of yet another bright magenta obnoxious bridesmaid dress, but I'm a committed woman. No longer am I a matron of honor, or a maid of honor, but a matron of honor, and I'm wearing that title proudly. Not only is this real, but it feels like the most natural thing. For I'm not only married to a great guy, you could say I'm with the best man. Thank